Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, wherever you are in the cosmos. AJ Dodgestar, Intergalactic Mercenary, at your service. Ah, finally back to do some Gunpla after, it's been nearly 3 weeks actually, hasn't it? Too long. Because, well, last time we finished off the Farak, and then I took 1 week away from it. And then the week after that, which was last week, it's like, I was going to start building this, and then my computer went, no, you need to reinstall Windows. Oh, I've lost track of where I've got things. Audio, where are you? Music. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Chill. Jazz? We like the jazz, didn't we? Yeah. Ooh, that feels louder than it was before. Hang on. That's a bit loud. I'm just quiet. Like very background noise. Just in my headset as well. Is that pretty low? What's my even? Not that. Today is going to be very scuff, I think. Just a little bit scuff. There we go. Everything's scuff. Because while setting things up, my good old fashioned setup, yeah, I totally didn't drop the camera. And then have to get its angle right again. Because it sits on a little tripod on top of the monitor shelf. And yeah, I dropped it. So it obviously skewed the angle. I had to like jiggle everything, and yeah. I took a bit. Hey, we can finally start on the Michaelis. Finally. I was expecting to be like 2 streams into this one, but oh well. Alas. Right. Oh, my white balance feels way off. Nope, too blue. I tell you that all white balance in this is not great. So if I just wait a second. Right, I'll turn auto 1 back on for a second and then flick through the colors. That's the bluish light. That's more yellowish light, which is actually more accurate to real life. That's actually very accurate. Honestly, I think just white balance all the way up. We're gonna do that. That seems to work. Yeah, that works. God, so scuff. But yeah, Michaelis. As you may see, I've been continuing this tradition of having a G-Wit inspired outfit. I couldn't pull off Shadiq's. Like, Shadiq's look, I don't think I could pull that off without looking odd. So I went for his Dominica's outfit. Yeah. Let us build a Michaelis. Actually, what does it say? I should read this part. Yes. Grassy Defense Systems have continued to pursuit of their anti-Gundam agenda even after the Bandits incident. They continue to work on updating units equipped with Antidote, a gun format interference device. One approach they tried was to add attack abilities to the Antidote device, giving units an offensive edge until they can execute interference to the gun format. The result of this approach was Michaelis. Replacing the right arm manipulator with permanently fixed equipment reduced its versatility, but the additional mobility and attack power make up for it. Right. Yeah. Move things around. Oh yeah. While I do have my old sanding sticks here, I did invest in some new stuff, including this, which I'm going to get out of the case because that's very reflective. Oh no, that's reflective. Oh no, what have I done? Yeah, so this is a... meant to be a file just for getting rid of nubs. Be pretty good. But I didn't realize how reflective it was. Maybe not use that. But I did invest in other things as well. Rarely. I got some just sanding sponges. I haven't got the box yet, actually. This is how scuff I am today. Oops, that box ripped. Oops. Yeah, the cardboard part doesn't matter. The box kind of matters. Oh, cardboard ripping. That's a shame. Right out there. Right out there. Okay, so that's the low grit. No, yeah, low grit. And then you got the high grit as well. So sanding should be more of a breeze. Those don't particularly smell very well. Must be the plastic containers. I actually quite like, I've been wanting to grab these for a while. Because, like, I have the grit numbers in all of them. I know exactly what I'm looking for now. How high a grit is some of these stuff, actually? Let's do like the 2. Very smooth. What's the lowest of this high grit? It's like 1,000 grit. Bending sponges. That's okay. We'll figure this out as we go. Because, well, this sponge. Also, that's the highest. You got the sponge and the buffer. That was a 1200 one, so that's about this. And the 800. And the 400 is the ones I want to get material off of. Okay. Well, we're figuring out as we go. I swear, does this look squint? It's not telling you, like... So that's lined up with the camera, but this is physically squinting my desk. I need a better mount for the camera, because the little tripod is too... It's just a ball. It's a little ball joint. I need something, a proper arm for it, but I'll cross that bridge eventually. I need an arm for it or something permanent. It's easy to fix in place. Anyway, let's crack on with this. What do I need for the head? We definitely need the clear parts, so I'm going to put the clear parts here. Next to my stickers. Grab some head parts. Mainly the purple and the white. The thing I noticed looking at the runners, right? The internal mechanic parts, they're not the same dark purple as the bigger view. I thought they were. They're slightly different. When it comes to detailing, I'll need to figure out how to mix this color. Oh, on that camera, it looks very warm. Right, what do I need? What do I need D4 right now? Actually, I didn't get Matt. Right now, first things first, we need to C4. I do like that the visor underneath is actually modeled. Oh wait, it's not very good. This is where having the auto focus doesn't work very well. Focus. I need a better camera. But yeah. Holding it close doesn't help, it just goes blurry. But it has the face detail there, so I could paint if I wanted to. What do you put that for now? I need 2 head parts. Weight part says 20 and 21. In here. But I've got Choo Choo Demi on the shelf next to my monitor. So you better watch out, Michaelis. It might snipe you in the head. If you're not watching. It's literally been so long since I did a Gunpla stream. Like, my brain is just... What was I doing? How do I do this again? I know how to build, but anything beyond that, I'm just like, yes. Something. Pretty sure the last time we... Oh, actually, that thing. A little nub jar. The nub jar. Let's not forget this. Tell us about a gate, but not of my nub. Yeah, details. We also need a clear visor, which I could probably leave to last, but back over there. So it's very easy to access. Right, sanding, or nub trimming first. That's a literal part 6. Head is exposed, so... Oh no, that's not particularly great. But today should be a nice chill Sunday. I almost forgot what day I was on. It is, the last few days for me, work-wise, have been very tiring. I'm happy to just chill, chat, chill, build, and chat. Do let me know if the background BGM is too low, and I might time it. Otherwise, I'll just keep it nice and low. Background audio. Yay, dropping things. Michaelis does have a really cool head design. I like. I mean, technically so does the Baker View. Unfortunately, I put the stickers on top of the clear part for some reason. Right. Try some of the new sandy sticks, I guess. What grit should I try? 1,000 grit. I'm going to use something too low, you know? This should be maybe sufficient. Let's find out. Some grit maybe a good call. Oops, just bang my microphone off the ring light. Genius. Thousand grit's pretty good for getting rid of nubs. I'd probably grab like a 2,000 grit just to kind of polish it, maybe. Oh, it's pretty good. Yeah, let's try that actual head part. I need. Oh, I could probably get smaller ones in this. I do remember I can actually cut this up, make it smaller if I want to. Maybe break it to 2500 grit. It's good, but just like be a little bit better. I'm loving this container though. Those display ones. I'm glad Amazon had these. It's gonna be a shame that I spent money on that Leviathan file and it's so reflective. And it's like, oh no, I don't want reflections. I'm a VTuber. Reflection's bad. I may just still get the polisher out of this flop. Where is it? It's a little buffer. I'm gonna put this. So these are good files, but I actually need like a wee polisher. Like, so something higher than 2500. It's just because this one has a bit of a glossy finish. Somewhat noticeable to me. Oh, there is a seam line that's very faint. I could just kind of get rid of that. Right. I think if you're good painting it, Wouldn't have to polish it back because you then paint's gonna go over it anyway. But I'm not painting. At least not the main colors. A bit of detail maybe. Adjust position of things. There we go, it's better. I've moved the light slightly so I can move my microphone a tiny bit away. Okay, so that looks fine. Real quick polish this as well. Oops, forgot that was there. I'll see it too. 2500 grit. 2000 grit rather. That's good enough for nubs. Get the clear part ready to go as well. Only a tiny bit on the edges. And sticker for inside the face. Number 1. You don't totally paint it, but of course, anything that goes over a light curve is always a pain. Looks entered. tiny little. I got to use the black ones just to match it. The sticker. Just highlight the sticker. Bit. Too shabby. Visor can go on. And this will go on top of that. Make sure there's any lanes I want to get done first. And maybe I do. Because this lane will go underneath slightly. Well, may as well do it now, right? Panel as you go. Yeah. On the visor. Faceplate, you can call it. Ooh. I love that. I love that face design. I'm just gonna panel it now because it's fun. gorgeous head design. There's little vents in here as well. Panel line this before I attach it. Well, no. I should have. Okay. That will be one complete head. It's a majestic freaking head. I love it. All right, Michaelis. Your ass over there. Now for the body. Let's see what we got for the body. We got the A, the B2, the C, and the D runner. Oh, the D runner is just, of course, for the cockpit canopy. Which, remember the bigger view? That took a while to. It's running up in a really awkward place. Moi. Right. Start off with B2 runner. Oh man, just grab it without even looking. Well, I looked a little bit. Without looking at the number. Number 20 and 21. Okay. I had to go looking through pretzel rocks for. I mean, I like this tail jazz stuff, but I'm looking through for some more stuff. I know there's like rock and things as well. But of course, I just want instrumentals. Let's do a 23. That's good. It's getting the arms easier. Yeah, having to color match this later will be difficult. Maybe. Yeah, purplish gray. But it's more towards the gray than the purple compared to the Beggar Butte. You know, I'm just going to get everything I need from the Bead Runner now because it saves me grabbing it later. 24 and 27 as well. This one being the neck. Okay, we have everything to the upper body. We'll get the lower body. Well, I'll get it later. I'll get the lower parts afterwards. I'll just get the upper parts for now. Runner, next seat. Need their setup. It's tough to reach behind me for the runners. Light purple parts I need. And I'll get all the upper torso parts and get the lower torso parts afterwards because that way there's not too many parts on my desk. He says as he continues to add more parts to his desk. Like how large that gate is on the torso. You know what's fun is I realize because of my completionist nature, I'm going to need to get another second Michaelis, Barak, and Garibaldi at some point. Because I got this E-Bandai weapon set on pre-order. Looking at their season 2 loadouts. But I mean, I'll get to that when I get to it. Oh, that's the backpack part. Oh, I see. Everything I need for the time being, at least. Okay. Also, I need to get the clear part for the cockpit hatch. But I'll get it when I need it. Well, I mean, if there's some detail there. Unless it's a mold line. We run the entire thing. It is hard to tell. On the plus side, though, I'm pretty sure this part will be internal. We won't see that much. Be fine. Be a wee bit shinier than it should be. Need to get used to these, I think. When I get all these new sanders, I still resort to using this. did this already? Oh, not completely. Didn't send that part. I'm gonna nib some more. Like this 1000 grit might be too rough. Maybe. Which way around is this going? It's sticking up. Okay. That way. I have a feeling that my speed nippers might be getting slightly blunt. I feel like they're not cutting as cleanly as they used to. Grit. Let's go. Yeah, 2000 grit's more than enough for nubs. Ooh, I dropped out the desk there. Luckily it bounced off me. Landed back on the desk. Okay, everything. Set up with the intention of having it. For the previous stream I wasn't able to do. But there should be in the channel point section of the channel, there should be, yep, the Metal Gear build and play. The whole idea is, hey, contribute channel points, and we'll build the Metal Gear Rex kit, as well as play Metal Gear Solid. So that'd be kind of fun. So I feel like I maybe put the point value too high. Maybe. Yeah, 2,000 grit's pretty good. 1,000 grit, I'm going to put that away. Well, we'll keep it there because I need something rough. Done. When they have you so many grits of standing punches, it's like, oh yeah, you need them all. No, I don't. I don't really. Well, if you're scratch building, you might need them all. Yeah. Just remember something. You probably saw over the past week that the Gundam Murder Hunt game got announced it's going to shut down, but it's been the same week. They announced that Murder Hunt animations will be turned into either like a mini series or something, possibly a movie. Oh, we're back. Are we back, or what happened? I don't know. I even heard the music stutter, so it must mean that kind of the connection buffered or something. Looks like everything's back to normal. Is it back to normal yet? Maybe, possibly. I think so. I'm just trying to judge, like, okay. Moving the mouse a bunch, like, okay, I could see it move on the screen, so it should be fine. Could be fine. Range. What was I saying? Oh yeah, the Urdur Hunt. Island Orphans. Unloaded Orphans, Urdur Hunt. The game may be getting shut down, but the animation will live on. It's kind of cool, because for sure most people outside Japan have not got to experience it, so nice that we can finally get a chance to see it. Without just being re-uploaded material on YouTube. That might mean it gets a dub as well. Possibly. Again, all side stories get dubbed. Alright. Now, like so. Oops. Okay. Now, oh, I need this cockpit. The cockpit hatch. Number 3 on this. I'm cutting it directly off with this single edge nippers because why not? Remember correctly, the way this assembles is, yeah, the side parts will be hidden and only the front part be... Yeah, so the only really nub that matters is the one right at the very front. The rest of them are kind of hidden. And the problem is that one at the front will require a tiny bit of sanding. And then polishing back. Nailed it. The highest grade I can. Be fine. Good thing this part will be hidden because nubs are a bit of a stress mark. A little bit. this goes on to here. See, there's a little tiny cockpit chair right there. Oh, actually, I didn't do it on the bigger Buick, but I'm gonna power line it. Even though it makes no sense, but there's no pilot in it. You know what's gonna be really great though? When they eventually, and I say eventually, do like a full mechanics version of this. Because they've done the aerial, so... Oh, but then... Full mechanics doesn't have cockpits. It'd have to be a master grade. Unless it'd be the... So I could just ruled out them ever doing a full mechanics with this kit. Because it'd have to include a pilot. Because it's visible from the outside. Unless, of course, they make it frosted clear. Yes. I just fogged up a bit, tiny bit there. Weird. And a little cockpit. And then this will lock in place. The nub jar is getting very full. Keep more. This is just the G-Wish kits in this thing. The 2500 just by itself may be enough to get rid of ball nubs. What next? Ah, yes, this and this. Oh yeah, bugger. Stretch. I bet this like really small just to make it handy. Terrible idea. my chair and a bit. I'm kind of hunching too much. And then, ooh, what's next? The reverse of what I thought it was. That we run? Okay. It's a tad backwards to me. I might counterline these parts then out, because it'll be hard to get to later. upside down. Yes. Yes. It seems backwards to me, but I guess it makes sense for like actually tilting. Okay. All right, let's get some armor going. While I'm at it, trim this as well. Ooh, that is thing flying away. Okay. And the gates on top of the torso are way too large, in my opinion. Filing this is going to be an issue. Just a bit. Those parts will go. No, actually, I learned. Okay. slots into there. I think so. Oh, and make sure I got these arm joints down slightly. So I can get the arms on later. Now for the front. Now for the armor.
Hello there.
Hey, Arctic. Posture check. I didn't hear my sound alert. What the hell? Alright, let me get feeling first. I feel like a bunch of stuff is being broken since I having to reinstall Windows last week. Audio. Dashboard. A little back end. Even though it played, so that's weird. Sound alert. Alright, but yeah, it should be fine. Replay that.
Hello there.
Oh, there you go. I heard a note. Yeah, it didn't play on my end, which is weird. Like, it seems to be doing where, like, it will broadcast it, but not have the monitor channel on. Really strange. We just posture checking and stretching and of course hydration as well. Gamer soups. Dragon fruit. I have no Windows broke completely last weekend. So basically, literally last Sunday when I intended to start this kit, my PC wouldn't go on. Basically, it was failure in critical area or whatever, blue screen, and I just like, oh no, okay, and it just would not ever load Windows. I had to completely restore Windows. So yeah, reinstall Windows, that was fun, and then having to get everything set back up again, because even though the programs were still there, they were like put in a different folder. At least all my files were secure. Because honestly, if I had lost my files, I would have gone on immediate hiatus. Because I would have lost all my VTRS. I should back them up somewhere. It all works again, so we're all good. Just like little bits and bobs here and there. You're like, oh yeah, I have to set that back up again. Like my equalizer on my microphone, I just set that back up again properly. It's not, I think it's quite the same settings it was previously. I don't remember exactly what it was. To adjust that a little bit more still. But for the most part, everything's good now. And we got new sanding sponges. Display ones. To match my nippers. Oh no, it didn't work. It was that busted. I had to create the USB boot device, and then use that to kind of just reinitialize Windows. Why bandages like to have like really thick gates on a really thin part of the shoulders. Karma for taking so long for the expanse. Maybe. Maybe. And more just karma for not doing it sooner. Because it was blue screens for a while, and eventually just went, nah. Windows is totally screwed. I was just ignoring it. Of course, I could upgrade to 11 if I wanted to, as well. What if I want to, though? What were the other notes on this part? I don't remember. Hang on. Okay, little. Oh no, I got rid of it. It was there. Oh, that. Oh yeah, that one was just Windows 10. Plus, most of my stuff's on my, like, I have Windows and a lot of programs on the C drive, which is an SSD, but then a lot of my other files, like my VTuber stuff and everything, that's on the larger traditional hard drive. Just for storage space. Oh no. Hard drive failure, that's not great. Well, hopefully you can recover stuff. So stressful when things break. Upper torso, pretty much ready to go. I did the smart thing, is I paneled these parts inside first. I want to take it back apart again. Only lost a year of stuff. Yeah, that would destroy me. Losing a year worth of stuff, that's depressing. What's interesting is, like, I built a tiny backpack while doing the torso. Normally they wait till like near the end. Well, aside from technology failing us, hopefully everything else is good. Yeah, backing up things, I should do that too, technically. So when it comes to failing technology, nothing will ever be as stressful as when I was in college, working on my final project for animation, and my PC's GPU decided to die. I couldn't render my own project. That was fun experience. Having to like hijack sister's laptop and as many computers in the classroom as possible. Got it in time, still got top marks. But boy, was it stressful. Rendering out projects for 3D is one of those such a huge time-consuming thing. Like when I was at uni as well, in my final year of animation, I was like doing a dissertation on like, oh, the difference between real-time rendering and pre-rendering, and like, okay, how long it takes to pre-render things. And I did calculations because I think I found out, was it Monsters University? I found out how long it took them to render a frame. And then I did the calculation. If they had rendered that film on just one computer, just one, it would have taken 300 years. I believe is what my calculation was. They must have lots of render farms. These big production films, at least fully 3D ones. Oh no, this is not the uni PCs. I'm talking about calculation I did was for an actual movie. So that based on the time it took the film studio to render a frame. So it's like, I forget which studio did Monsters Inc. But if they'd only used a single computer, it would take them 300 years to make that film. But obviously they have thousands of things rendering at once. That's why it's expensive. There must be a lot of electricity. But put it this way, you know, like my projects when I was at college and uni is you're talking about maybe 2 minutes of frame render time for what I was doing, like 2 to 5 minutes per frame, right? And then, okay, on top of that, you got 25 frames a second because that's the baseline for video, really. And when you calculate it up, it's like that could take a very, very long time. There was one thing, my final year uni in our group project, because it was for a live client, we were basically staying in the uni labs until as late as possible, taking as many computers as possible to render as much as possible. Like, okay, this computer is doing frame this through this, and this one next to it doing the frame after it all to this next. Like, each one was only maybe 50 frames. or something like that. Or like each was like doing 2 seconds of footage, whatever it was. And we were staying in the building until security was like, time to leave. We're closing the building. It's like, oh, okay. But that was a good project. Just took a while. And what's weird is you have things like game engines now, like Unreal Engine as well, and how they can render things that are very realistic in real time. Like video games now far surpass pre-rendered animation from like years ago. Pretty sure, I know Lucasfilm uses the volume, like on The Mandalorian, to shows like that. There's literally a screen that surrounds the area and is projecting onto it in real time on Unreal Engine, a background in Unreal Engine, I believe. And then they're just filming the actor with the background being physically displayed behind him in real time, rather than added after the fact. It's kind of crazy. I'm trying to see what the nubs were in this. I kind of lost, forgot where they were. Ah, they're on the edges. Cool. Oh yeah, Arctic. If you've got any excess channel points, you should look down at the channel points section. There's a community challenge, which I put up for last week, and then of course the PC issues, so it's already a week into it. Maybe. Ah. See, I knew there was a bunch of people who had the maximum could easily put towards it. I calculated it, though my calculation might be off now because we're a weekend and that's the first contribution because of issues. I didn't get to tell everyone about it last week. I think at least if one person who has lots of points contributes the maximum every stream, they could do it themselves. Hey, was it Rage Kyle? Hi, how you doing? The build is going good. I absolutely adore this head. Or just going good. I'm also testing out new sanding sticks, so some tiny mishaps. I've maybe sanded some bits a little too much. But I figured out a 2500 grit this space sponge. Yeah, you don't really need more than this. Any lower grits, you're going to sand too much, I found. Like this 1000 grit one rips off too much. But the 2500, they're good. But it's a good build. The thing I always love with a G-Witch is it the variety of styles. Obviously, previously we finished off the Fract. That's really cool. As well. Or that the Darabaldi. Suppose with this, we'll have the big three. In terms of opponents, anyway. ages since you built a HG. Last one you built was the Moon Gundam. Ooh, I've heard the Moon Gundam was very, very good. Good show by 41K. The Arctic, I knew people had tons and tons of points, and it's like, that's why I thought I need to make community challenges for people to dump them into. And so I thought, did I make this one 25K? I think. So like, yeah, essentially, even if it was just you, Arctic, you could fill the entire thing out in a couple of frames. I think I made it a reasonable number because it's something I want to do anyway, the Metal Gear build, so. And then for like future challenges, I can maybe challenge you almost some more. So the Moon Gundam's the best HG it is. Yeah, I've heard many good things about it. Like, a lot of the G-Witch kits are really great high grades as well. Some of them have like I love the Gundam Aerial, but when it comes to the Aerial model kit versus the Lafrith model kit, both Gundams and technically in the same lineage, I prefer the Lafrith's kit, honestly. I think it's a little bit better. So, one of my favorite high grade I've built recently probably got to be the Garibaldi. Because I like it, looking over there on my shelving unit, and it just looks amazing. That was a really good build too. Everyone else make sure. Yeah, Arctic, we underestimate your lurking power. Quite great. I normally build high grades. It's like the majority of what I build. Because 1, cheap. 2, easy to build. And 3, take up less space. So considering the 2 previous points, taking up less space is maybe less an issue because I have more of them, so I end up taking up more space. You know. So I built. Wait, how many real grades I've built? I've built 3 real grades, 2 master grades. Yeah. Mostly high grades. I do have a couple of master grades good to go, though, at some point. And this should just click on here, right? There we go. Back path thruster. RG is your go-to. Love the complexity of it, and it takes so much space. Yeah, that's why I love it real grades as well, because it has the same scale as a high grade, but it has the detail level of a master grade. It's time to buy more shelves. It is time to buy more shelves. Indeed. Unfortunately, before I need to make space for the shelves, which involves there is a old couch bed behind me to the left, where its time has come. It needs to get thrown out, and then I have more space for shelves. Also, I was wanting to kind of replace this desk with one that has like a shelving unit on the back of it, because hey, more space, more shelves around my monitors, so I can have more of the kits on my desk. It's one of my favorites. That's kind of the thing. Does anyone else do this? Whenever you finish building a new kit, do you keep it on your desk, like right in front of you, until the next thing's finished? I find I do this. I'll build a kit, and then I just kind of keep it on my desk where I can see it, and I just find myself staring at it all the time. And then I build the next thing, and then it takes a space, and then that previous one goes on the shelving unit. One of the little things. I feel like every time you finish a kit, it's just so satisfying to just sit and stare at it. Yeah, there. Desk is for yeah. Now that like just like literally my Faract was sitting on my desk until hours ago. Because I have to take my keyboard from here and move it that way. So the Faract was there, so I had to take the Faract off of there and put it over. Because I need the space in my keyboard to move it over. The Faract standing next to the Darbaldi now. That said, on my, well, not this monitor shelf, but the other one, the Aerial and the Choo-Choo's Demi Train are still on that. Because they're actually on a shelf. And of course, desk full of rubbish, including unpainted TIE Fighter right here on my monitor shelf. It was always fun to think about this TIE Fighter from the Bandai's vehicle model line is 1/44th scale. So this TIE Fighter is the same scale as this mobile suit. Makes you realize TIE Fighter cockpit is the same size as a mobile suit's head. Pretty much. Yeah, there's cockpit versus cockpit basically. Fun to think about. There's TIE Fighter is pretty big, but how massive a mobile suit is. Oh, thinking of just mecha in general, right? Have you all heard about how Bandai's going to do 30-minute missions cross with Armor Core 6? On the Universal Star Wars. I mean, a ground Gundam would be smaller than, say, an AT-AT, but it'd be way bigger than an AT-ST. I mean, yeah. I think a Zaku could show up. And probably, well, yeah, actually, yeah, bullets might do a lot of damage. But a single beam rifle shot would take out an AT-AT. Yeah, I was saying Armor Core. Yeah, Armor Core. The 30-minute missions replicates. We're making Armor Core, ones that are still 30-minute missions, so are still compatible, which will basically get us to have fully customizable Armor Cores that are. So an Armor Core is only about 10 to 12 meters tall. And 30-minute missions are meant to be 1/44 scale as well, but they're similar size to Gundams, at least the smaller ones. So you'd probably have to have a 1/100th scale Armor Core, unless they're going to be really small. Neo-Zeon versus Death Star. I feel like the Death Star might win. If it can hit. Well, actually, no. Even though the Neo-Zeon is massive, there's still... Well, if it's the Neo-Zeon and it gets timed... Here's the thing. Neo-Zeon versus Death Star is whoever gets up charges their ability first. Because if the Death Star can charge its laser and blast the Neo-Zeon, it's dead. Because it can destroy a planet. But if the Neo-Zeon can get in close, it has the advantage. And it has an eye field, so the turbo lasers probably wouldn't be able to hit it. And I feel like unlike the Rebel Alliance having to skirt down the trench and launch torpedoes in the reactor, I feel like the Neo-Zeon could probably just punch a hole through the side. Possibly. I think it would have enough firepower to breach the armor. of the Death Star, maybe. All depends on like our material science and how meta it is. Like, what exactly is Durasteel? Is it stronger or weaker than Gundarium? That is the question. Which some YouTubers I know will figure that shit out. Made on the same scale as Sakura Wars kits in the Kuaki Senki. Oh yeah, in 172nd. That's a good point, actually. They probably will do that, maybe, possibly, because I know the Koto... Well, actually, maybe not 172nd, because Kotobukiya make 172nd scale armor core kits already, and they're, like, more complicated. Where if they want to have 30-minute mission style, they probably want to make them a similar size. But there is... one that came... What do you think? No, I can do this. What is that? Gundam Mad. I remember... There's a 30-minute missions, right? That is quite large looking. Oh, that's the wrong category. Next. Ah, yes. 30-minute missions. EXM EIG R01 Cobaldo. Yeah. I'm gonna check this in chat. But look at that on third. I'm gonna mad, right? I could just find a picture for it. It'd be probably easier. But that's a 30-minute mission that is taller, like nearly twice the height of 30-minute missions normally. So if you had that, like maybe you're gonna build armor cores to that size, because then it'd still be compatible. Actually, this is a kit I want to pick up because it looks freaking cool. Yeah. I think it only just came out, so I was like, I was looking at Gundam Mad stuff like yesterday or 2 days ago. So it just popped in my head. I just remember. So wait and see. I know Kotobukiya with their armor core kits. They're reissuing a bunch of the ones from 4 and 4 Answer Verdict Day and stuff. But they're also did say that they will be doing an Armor Core 6 kit with details coming in December. I'm wondering, and here's just me hoping in my head, if there's any hobby shows in December, right? Maybe Kotobukiya and Bandai will reveal their Armor Core kits at the same time. Possibly. Like you have Kotobukiya being the more expensive, highly detailed, character-specific kits, and then the 30-minute mission ones being cheaper, smaller, but very interchangeable. I can see that. All we know is the 30-minute missions, Armor Core stuff's coming out next year. That's all we know. Music sounds too depressing. Next song. Is the BG is the music like too quiet, by the way? I've got it pretty low. That pops onto there. And the backpack goes on here. Now paneling the exterior parts afterwards. Just want to do the interior parts now. Or maybe since nah, you know, it's in my hand. I'm gonna do it. The moment you're like, nah, just paneling anyway. Maybe. Or do it. Maybe not. I don't know. Music's fine. That's good. Hard to tell because obviously I've got it at the volume in my ears for desktop audio, and then the desktop audio itself is reduced by a certain percentage for the stream, so it's like lower than my voice, or as it should be. In theory. I look forward to see what armor core kits we get. Especially the third mission stuff, because that's gonna be thick. You know I'm gonna go spring chicken legs, you know, Gatling guns, songbirds. You know the drill. Right, recreate the Star Hopper. So likely have like, hey, this is the kit that's off the right of bat, it's a certain character, and then they'll have like ones that's like, hey, here's a base suit, here's the weapon packs, kind of like they do with Thermite missions and Thermite Sisters as well. But I have just like paneling the gray just adds so much to it. I do love this old jazz playlist of Pretzel Rocks. This suits my vibe, I think. Like, lo-fi stuff's good, but lo-fi stuff's kind of very hit and miss. Hey, Shielis. I think how to build my first custom. Ooh. What's your first custom going to be? We may compete with themselves again. Does it make AC Bandai Spirits as well? I guess so. Not to mention, they've still let Kotobuki have the license to make the 1/72nd scale stuff, so I guess no matter what, they get money from it. It'll be all the different departments of Bandai just having a battle royale to see who's the best. No matter what part of Bandai is the best at making either a model kit of a mobile suit, the Bandai Spirits, the Machinations even. I can tell you one thing, it isn't the best. Gundam Universe. Just saying, the Gundam Universe figures kind of shit. Possibly. Wait and see, I guess. Of course, Bandai is also building a secondary factory still. I assume once that's built, they won't have to, pick and choose things as much. That's why we don't have many master grades right now. Because, like, they're focusing on everything else. The master grade's kind of got a backseat. It's a shame for everyone who loves master grades. Like, there's some master grades where you're like, Bandai, well, why not making them? Okay, it's actually maker kits. They aren't supposed to be really. Yeah. The Gundam Universe stuff. Yeah, I mean, I think they're. If you don't want to build a model kit, it's kind of a nice, cheap alternative. I don't care for them, but it's nice that they're an option. They're kind of just like nice, kind of cheap, practically toy-like stuff. think that's a torso panel lined. This little backpack as well. So I'm gonna panel line as I go today. So paneling as I go. That's why the real grade new Gundam took forever, because I paneled the entire inner frame. And then sealed it under the armor. I know those panel lines are there. Oh, hands on crap. Ah. Band expansion set. I have it on pre-order already. So I'll be building a second Michaelis, Barak, and Garibaldi as well. At some point. We're gonna have their season 1 and season 2 loadouts. I'm just lucky that Hobby Frontline was able to have it for pre-order, because getting P-Bandai in the UK is very tricky. And honestly, the only option I have is Hobby Frontline, who are just like, I guess, get some things, but not everything. I'm glad they got that. Though I wish I was able to get the P-Bandai Score 6 aerial as well, but oh well. I'll get it someday. Same goes for like the Demi Garrison. I want one of those. Actually, no, I want more than one. I want at least 3 Demi Garrisons, but they're freaking P-Bandai. So woe is me. We drink actually first. And of course, the Lefrith variants from the Vanitas Heart manga. I want all of the G-Witch stuff. I also want all the Gundam Seed stuff too, but a lot of that's not been in print for ages. So. course, the Gundam Seed Freedom kits will be coming out starting in January, I think. Well, in Japan anyway. Along with the movie. Which probably won't be available to watch here for like the next 3 or 4 months. So, yay. If there's a major character death in that film, I'm going to know about it before I can see the movie, unfortunately. That's going to suck. Really? Is there a couple of stores? I know, like, Gundam Mad can get it sometimes, but it's like more of a you just have to wait until it suddenly appears and then scramble for it. I don't know of any other ones. I know I usually go through Hobby Frontline because they're in Ireland, so shipping's not too much of an issue. And then, at least they usually have pre-Bandai stuff for pre-order. Can you name drop? Yes, you can. Or you even stick, you in the Discord, Art, you can pop it in there if you want. Or just drop it in, yeah, just drop it in the chat. Don't do a web link, just tell the name of it and I'll look at it later. I'm always looking for places to get Bandai stuff. For a while, Hobby Frontline was very, very good for it. So much so that I've got a bunch of the Origin stuff. You need to reinstall Discord. There we go. That should be everything for the torso. The lower part, anyway. Got pin somewhere. No problem. Oops, I think that's a bit. And get this bit sanded first. Think about it, I don't really need to sand this part because it's going to be inside. I'm going to see it. As long as it's smooth to the surface. And it will not interfere. What channel again? There is the Arts and Crafts, because it's related to Art and Craft, I guess. Goes there. And that goes next. Ooh, line out properly. That does help. That little pinched waist. Push back. Just inside the groove. I have an idea. I'm gonna make this slightly smaller, or take a chunk off the end of it. There we go. Now we have a small chunk. We get in. Layer it. Okay, there's a tiny nick there because I tried to trim it and mess it up slightly. Fine, so a bit of battle damage. Unless, of course, I take it back apart. There's my separator. Stuck together really well. Right. Fortunate. Oh well. He's in the mainframe. Oh no. Security breach. We have a security breach. There's an Arctic in the mainframe. Of course, I'm in streamer mode, so I can only see half the name. Here we go. Operations. Oh, whoa, careful the advent kits. They're a little bit yabai. I didn't say it wasn't art. I just meant it's a bit yabai. It was very cultured. Yes, very, very cultured. I read the sand with the wrong end there. Like, why is this button not working? Oh, wrong side. Yeah, it was a very large gate on this. It was like, can it just see the nub still? Or at least the mark left behind it. It blends in well enough. Like, and pop this onto there. In the butt flap. continue with the paneling as I go. I fell on top of this. I didn't realize that. Well, the ball joint. Okay. Oh. Go back to deal on this. Oh, don't worry. There's no mods but me. Yeah, I think I've seen one or two of these pop up before. I was always like, I think with any online stores, you always like want to have someone else's opinion. Like you like something like Gundam Mad. Gundam Mad is fantastic. They have stalls at conventions all the times. But boy, does their website look really outdated. I mean, it's perfectly functional. It's just like, a little modernization might make it look less weird. It's like, the people who don't know it probably look sketchy. But later I'll have to take a look at some of them, see what they have. I think I need to get a new one of these because I think the nib's a bit squished. That's fair. Need to know if you can trust it first. I'll probably fill it in with color ones too, those little bits. I'll kind of check if that actually has color there. Like 4 example stores closed down and leave people hanging. Yeah, that's the thing. Because like one of the ones you have in that list, Japan Cool, I'm pretty sure a few years ago they shut down and then there's now new people running it. Why that one? I'm like, oh damn. Yeah, when running a business, you can't want to have redundancies. Someone there to back you up. Oh, that's good. I think people learn from their mistakes, which is good to see. Yeah. Knocked out my hand. Don't move now. Well, it's 4 o'clock already. Wow. Well, my build progress has been slow today, but I have also been paneling as I go, so. That's the front skirt. That's the back skirt. I feel like I could go back over that with the lines again some more. Like, some of them are not that visible. I have not read Venice's Heart yet. I need to look for it. I'm not sure where that is to read it. I've seen like bits posted on Twitter or something. I'm like, okay. I need to actually read it properly. I don't think it has an official translation. I think it's just people fan translating it, isn't it? I think. I'm not sure. I know the thingy cradle. Oh, what's that thing? Thingy cradle. I forgot what it's called. Like the book set between the not short story set between the prologue and like the main story of Bewitch. That's officially finally on the English translation on the Gundam Info website, I think. Where's Vanda's Heart? I have not seen. Yeah, fan translation. Yeah, it'll probably be completed and then like the English version will be available. I mean, eventually. I say eventually. I know there's some side stories that never get special releases. Let's put that on as well. Why not? I love how the Michaelis has a very night vibe to it. Very nightly. Which makes sense for Grassley to do that, considering their whole thing is witch hunters. They'll have anti-gun system weapons. Funny how just adding the head and all that. Copium. Hands up, bottoms up. I like to look on the bright side of light, even if I'm the one who would more likely drop an asteroid in orbit. You know. That's looking good. Alright. I think we can get one arm done maybe as well. We start an arm. It needs to be one round. Cradle Pad's not canon, it's not animated. You know... Yeah, okay. I know there's one of those things that is definitely something that gets said a lot. I need 11, 12, okay. Being said, think about it. If it's not animated, it's not canon. But even if it is animated, it doesn't mean it's canon. Thunderbolt, for example, is officially UC adjacent, not the actual full-on UC. Like an alternate timeline. Same could be said for the Origin. And you could also say the same for Zeta New Translation. Because it retcons the existence of Double Zeta, essentially. So just because it's animated doesn't mean it's actually canon. Or even the original Gundam series versus the Gundam movies. Because the original Gundam series, Ayato remains a gun tank pilot up until the end. Whereas the movies, once they get to Jaburo, he gets given a second gun cannon. Which, to be fair, makes so much more sense because the gun tank still fighting in space near the end of the show looks so goofy. So that's a change. It's like, you know what? That one makes sense. I wonder if all these bajillion spin-offs set during the World War were like, oh my god, another Gundam prototype. It's just not a timeline. Like there's other parts of the Universal Century. Have your story there. Why does it always have to be the 1 year war? That is very true, yeah. Like, oh my god. Like some of them make sense, some of them don't. Like the Alex Gundam from 0080. Makes sense that they're designing a new version to give to Amuro, but he never got it. So actually, if you stop and think about what happens in 0080, none of it meant anything. Like War in the Pocket technically was a meaningless conflict. Because Xeon were like, oh no, we need to destroy this prototype. If you don't destroy the prototype, we're going to nuke the colony. Or whatever it was. And then of course the war ended and they didn't. But then Bernie sacrificed himself to destroy the prototype. Like, okay. He didn't know he didn't have to. Also, the fact it happened in December, right? Battle of Boku was already starting. There's no way that prototype was getting to Amuro before the war was over. Hell, technically speaking, the war ended. And the Xeon fleet that was going to come destroy the colony was called off. Because the war ended. Which means that prototype was no longer a threat because the war was over. Which means Amuro had already got the original Gundam destroyed. Yeah, most random prototypes have to get destroyed because it protects the timeline. You need to protect the sacred timeline. Prune the branches. I do like the ground Gundams though, because they made sense in 8th MS team, because they were like early production models built from spare parts. And like it's half a gym, half a Gundam, essentially. Like the arms and legs are identical to the ground type gym, but the torso is different because it's the only part that still has Gundarium in it. Which is also why when one of them got their head blown off, they had to get replaced with a gym head because there was not enough parts left. So that made sense. Geo 5 Gundam? Does the Geo 4 going boom? That one I don't know as much. The Geo 4 and Geo 5. I need number 2 for this. As cool as it is to have other Gundam prototypes show up, it is kind of odd when it's like, hey, you're diminishing the original Gundam a little bit. Oh, Encounters in Space game, cool. There you go. And there's so many Gundam games from like the PS1, PS2 era that I've never encountered because I didn't get into Gundam until, well, Dynasty Warriors Gundam was my first really integration, because that was late 2007, early 2008. That came out, and then the same goes for like Gundam Seed appeared on UK television around the same time. And so that was my entry. I knew of it, but never paid attention to it before. And now, here we are. 15 years later, and I am buried in Gunpla. Oh, make a beam launcher, nice. fires a giant Gatling. Nice. All right, sticker number 2. Flawless victory. Almost. The part that's under the clear part, I'm going to put the black panel liner so it stands out more. This in here. I hope it stays in there. Good, it stayed. I know when I was building the bigger view ages ago, I filed a little tiny bit too much off the edges. And so it just kept falling out until I put the other piece of armor, it kind of goes over it slightly. Which you need to go back. Yeah, I think the older games are going to be very hard to get with emulation. Let's turn the page. I'll add that shoulder in this bit. Also would love equal DCL, Code Fairy as much as the next fan, but seeing Camphor and Ifrit appearing is odd. Oh, really? Yeah, I know of Code Fairy, because that's the DBO2 story mode, basically. I wonder when they're going to port that Steam. They ported GPO2. Come on, Bandai, give us Code Fairy on Steam as well. I need the A runner. Get some armor on the shoulder. Need 7 and 8. Begin with duplicates. Another name while I'm at it. And C1. Purple. Yes. Yeah, Soul Separate Story Mode. Yep. Genius. To be fair, the main game's free to play, so, you know. Actually, I remember something. A couple of weeks ago, I think, that at the GBO2 Twitter account, it's like, hey, we want your feedback. And then you're like, okay, they're considering now putting in non-UC mobile suits into GBO2. Interesting. I made the point of Strike Gundam, because you could have multiple variants. You can have the Ale Strike be your general. You could have a Sword Strike be the raid, and the Launcher Strike be your support unit. Boom. 3 units, 1 Gundam. I also need to remember play Evolution before it ends at the end of the month. It will be send off. It's a shame that Gundam Evo is ending, because it's actually a decent game. I don't know, they seem to have just asked straight up, do you want them in the game? And like, yeah. But of course, I saw a lot of comments going, hey, GBO next. Bring that back instead. I was like, okay, fair point. Or, better yet, GBO 3. Because let's be honest, GBO 2 looks a bit old at this point. Actually, the mobile suits look great. But the characters, your pilots, and the lobby area just look so... like, last gen. Well, not even last gen, because it is last gen. It looks like the 360 PS3 era. Play GBO 2 on stream again. I haven't played in a while, actually. Fun wee game to play every now and then. It is GBO3? Really? It's called GBO2. Or is it because there's GBO1, GBO next, GBO2? It's technically the third game. Ah, I see. Naruhodo. That's like with Metal Gear Solid, and people go, it's the first game. No, it's not. It's the third game. Metal Gear Solid is not the... Like Metal Gear Solid 2, it's the second game. No, it's the fourth. Because Metal Gear and Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake existed before Metal Gear Solid. Though most people didn't know they existed, so, you know, fair enough. One of those little fun things. I suppose we could be super even more pedantic that technically there's a Metal Gear next range, which isn't the same as a Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, because that's a non-Kojima game. It also predates Metal Gear Solid. We should remake the Monster Hunter. Oh, the Monster Hunter crossover in like Peace Walker was awesome. I feel like if Kojima and Konami didn't have a falling out, that one, Phantom Pain would have had its final chapter, but it would have technically finished. Because technically speaking, it's an unfinished game, as much as we love it. And then maybe you would have got Monster Hunter stuff like as like special events, potentially. It would have been so cool. I look forward to replaying the Metal Gear Solid games. Because technically speaking, I've never actually played Metal Gear Solid. I played MGS2 onwards, but never played Metal Gear Solid. So having the Master Collection is quite good. I can finally play it, and not just watch people play it. Because also getting a hold of the old game was difficult. rounds of these going. Let me get this. That's that side. This is the side. Cool. So this part goes on to here. Wait, which way are we going? Oh, yeah, yes. That goes to there. And this goes to here. And almost completely covers up the clear part because it's an up armored version, essentially, of the bigger view. Yeah, it's a bit expensive. Not to mention the issues they've had with it. I find it strange that when trying to do patches and stuff, they're like, they just like, how that new patch has been, and then they post a picture of like which version on which platform is currently running which patch, and it's like so confusing. Like, oh yes, the Steam version is using this patch, the console version is using this patch. Well, even that's different between PlayStation and Xbox. I was like, what? Speak English, man. Or someone to translate for you. Confusing. As long as the games run, doesn't matter. I mean, possibly. I mean, I would say whatever studios and it's probably, because obviously they've probably got more development staff working on the Snake Eater remake, which looks good. There was a lot of people pointed out with the Snake Eater remake. It's like, oh yeah, what happened to the piss filter, as they call it? Is that yellowish green lighting's not there? Oh, I'm Kojima. I makes you wish the rumors of like Microsoft just buying it off them. Like, yes, Microsoft, please buy it from them. You're buying everything else right now. Just may as well buy Metal Gear. Or at least they tried and failed. It was a rumor. I'm not sure if it was actually a thing. Like, allegedly, well, because Microsoft was buying a lot of stuff, they apparently, allegedly, again, were expressed some interest in just straight up buying the Metal Gear IP. Not even just buy Konami, just buy the IP. Allegedly. But then Konami use it for pachinko machines. Oh, with the piss filter? Ah, yeah. Yeah, because like the current like work in progress footage they've shown off for it, Snake Eater remake, is like, it's very bright lighting. Obviously still a work in progress, but some people were complaining it's like the lighting's wrong. I was like, you know what? Fair. Hey Kingslayer, how you doing? Yeah, true. The battle will be legendary. Hey, Microsoft now owns Activision Blizzard. So they now own the train wreck as Modern Warfare 3. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 DLC. It's not really what Microsoft want, is it? Oh, they've just sealed the deal on Activision Blizzard, and the first thing they can start promoting the fact is a new Call of Duty's out, and they're like, yeah. And then they look at it and go, oh dear, oh dear. That's unfortunate. Oh, okay. That's just first was nice. That is a chunky shoulder. Very round. Let's get that shoulder joint. Let's see, B runner 8-9. Yes. 8 and 9. Where are you? Here we go. One thing I'd be wanting to try and do at some point in the future is doing some custom stuff. Because I have a bunch of ideas, but never give myself time to do it. But then if I do that, my backlog will slow down. But then custom stuff requires painting, and airbrush is not in the best location. I can't believe I'm cheering for Nintendo to get my Zenran, Kagura, and Hyperdimensional Neptuna games. Oh, really? Wait, I've heard of Hyperdimensional Neptuna. There's a bunch of, I guess, PC ports. Never played them. There's so many game franchises I've never come across properly. Actually, I think of a game franchise I've been looking at and like not played. What is it? Like Trials of Cold Steel or something else. It's like another blank for it. I'm like, oh, this has some kind of mecha in it. Okay. It looks like a very long RPG series. I'm like, maybe. There's thinking of games I want to kind of go back and replay. Like, anyone played Valkyrie Chronicles? Played the first one when it got PC ported. Really good. I need to play the fourth one because apparently the second and third one have nothing to do with the previous one. Whereas the fourth one's actually set in the same time period. Yo, Shield Mana. Oh, so you do like Valkyrie Chronicles? Yeah. Or was it the Trials of Cold Steel? I mentioned them pretty close together. Trials of Cold Valkyrie Chronicles then. Yeah, I've heard the second and third one were not great. Only ever played the first one. But they ported a piece to Steam. I never realized there'd be like, oh, here's a turn-based strategy game set in like anime World War II. And like, yes. I didn't know it was something I needed in my life. I'm surprised there's an entry grade. Is there an entry grade to 00? Is there? I didn't know there was one. I thought the only entry grades were RX-78 and the Strike? Is there more? I can't remember. Oh no, there's new Gundam as well. I didn't realize it was an entry grade 00. Nice. I thought it was just a... I suppose they're adding to it as they go. Nice. Second one's okay, more light and fluffy compared to 2, 3, and 4 games. Okay. I could be kind of considering like replaying Valkyrie Chronicles 1 and then buying the fourth one, because they are set in the same time period. So that was an old entry grade. I always think it was like the new ones. That's cool. Learn something new every day. Only fan translation? Game. Thinking of like translations and things, I feel like it's the same for something like Star Ocean. Because I played, what was it? Star Ocean: The Last Resort was like the prequel to everything. That was good, but I know that, well, didn't they just do a remake of Star Ocean 2? Let's maybe check that out. Look, it's a builder, indeed. We build. It's like nub on the joint plus tiny streamline. No cease and desist on the fan transition and never give official one. That's always sucks. Started last month and I already have 7 kits. No, that's not weird. What with them nippers? I was gonna say it's not weird because that's called the rabbit hole. As soon as you start buying company, won't stop. You really won't. But without any nippers, that's not easy because all bootlegs. Ew. I prefer the real deal. Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. Why they are cheap. Searching for a replacement piece for the PC020 joint set. Okay. I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for replacement parts. 10 grades for the price of perfect grade. I mean, you could do it with Bandai as well. Perfect grades are expensive. Let's think of it. Yeah, actually. Even at Bandai prices, 10 high grades would make a perfect grade, price-wise. Maybe. Maybe good mana. Getting replacement parts is not easy. I know if you live in Japan, I think you can get replacement parts from Bandai directly. But obviously, rest of the world, no luck. Sadly. So I think there are people who make replacement parts. No idea where they are. I just heard that's a thing. Yeah, I wish I could get Gunpla more readily as well. Like in the UK, like, oh, it's like usually 2 to 3 months later before it shows up here. That's fair. Yeah, I feel like things that are like, and I haven't made it, so someone else did. That makes sense. Or something that's out of print and has been out of print for a while, also makes sense. For something that's currently on sale, it was kind of weird. But of course, everyone's money are free to do with it as they please. I suppose Bandai are making a second factory, so maybe they'll be able to ramp up production in the next few years. That way around, and then that way there. What? There we go. I'm going to panel these parts now. I was thinking about it. I was to mention a perfect grade not so long ago. I should make that a community challenge, maybe. Build a perfect grade. I have one. I actually have one. I just never build it. I have the perfect grade Strike Freedom. Just waiting for me to have the courage to build it. Because it's big and complicated. It intimidates me. I suppose I should probably practice the master grades first. See what else is about one. I've only built the master grades. RX-78 version 3.0 and a unicorn. only MGs have built so far. I've got a couple in my backlog to get built at some point. I suppose they are. In a way. Obviously, like the part count goes up even higher, I guess. What I really, really want is the perfect grade, perfect strike Gundam. That's like a must-have for me, I think. A nice shoulder design. Right, and that's onto here, correct? Yes. I normally end up building the whole arm and then attach this, but okay. As a C clip, so let's be careful with it. There we go. You know what? I'm just going to attach this now because I'm going to have to wrap it up in a few minutes. Okay, that's the progress for the day. Got the body, the head, and a shoulder. The next time I can easily get both arms. Probably starting the legs as well. It's looking really nice so far. I love the design of it. Michaelis. Like the bigger view, I like to a point. I like this looks better. Like a nice evolution of it. Like the very knightly aesthetics. Oh no, we know it's larger. I think Arctic was just remember saying is like, oh, it's essentially a master grade but bigger in terms of how it's built. Like it's 1/60th scale. I suppose some of the older perfect grades are probably just equivalent to a modern master grade in terms of detail level. I'll build a perfect grade eventually. I'm wondering at what point in time they'll start making more full mechanics of G-Witch kits. Because, you know, they've got the aerial. I wouldn't be surprised if in the nearest future they had the aerial rebuild. And then probably the Caliburn. And I mean, it might be. To some extent. Depends on the age of the kit, I guess. Like, some will be more complicated than others. But, yeah. Okay. Pop back in there. Every country should get their own Gundam statue. Yes. Agreed. I feel like if any country deserves the heavy arms, it's America. You know they have to have it, right? Yeah, America has to have the heavy arms. It's a no-brainer, right? Or the whatever the American Gundam was in G Gundam, I don't remember the name of it. That as well. But heavy arms makes sense. What would Scotland have? What do we have here? I feel like Scotland, we should have the Freedom Gundam, but unfortunately, that's already in Singapore. No, not Singapore, Shanghai. Yeah. Hey, main motor, how you doing? Yeah, heavy arms is definitely American. You know what Scotland needs? Not necessarily a Gundam, but the largest city in Scotland is Glasgow, right? And in Code Geass, there's a nightmare frame called the Glasgow. Have a statue of the Glasgow nightmare frame in Glasgow. It's a no-brainer, right? And it's a lot smaller, so it'd be cheaper to build. Oh yeah, heavy arms custom with all the DACA, yeah. All the DACA. I'm gonna wrap it up here, I think. Because I need to finish for 5 o'clock. And it's like 3 minutes to 5, so. Eat lead in a very possible way. Yeah, I mean, well, actually, technically, is it lead? I thought they were beam gatlings. So eat laser? Maybe? Possibly? Let's see who's live to perhaps raid. No beam gatlings will be a thing in wing. I believe it's actually, at least the original heavy arms is apparently a beam gatling. The heavy arms custom definitely has bullet casings coming from it. So it's kind of, it's the same with like the tall geese. Its main weapon seems to switch between being a ballistic round and a beam round. So much so that they had to kind of, in lore books somewhere, say, oh no, there's 2 different weapons you can choose from. But it's the same weapon visually. But one's a beam, one's an actual physical round. It's just probably like animation choices. Because when you think Gatling gun, you think bullets. But apparently beam Gatling is a thing as well. Go figure. Right. Whom shall we raid today? Oop. Have a look-see. Anyone else doing Gunpla? Let's have a look. Gunpla. Let's see. I see a familiar name. I see a certain Toasty Pineapples. Who's like to drop by every so often, so maybe we should return the favor. Well, unfortunately I cannot raid myself. It would be hilarious though. Yeah, let's go raid Toasty. Why not? Right, raid message. Let's get ready, shall we? Oh, even before that, if you're lurking and haven't dropped a follow, you should. And make sure your notifications are turned on. That way you will not miss a stream. Same goes for Twitter. Oops. And the Discord. Of course, I post schedule and alerts to both. Next stream, of course, will be... Oh yeah, next stream's going to be on Tuesday. I'm going to start the DLC for Pokemon Violet because I've been meaning to. And I know the second part comes out next month, so may as well start that. And then we'll do Starfield on Thursday. And then Gunpla ideally on the weekend. Depends what days I get given for work. I usually aim for the weekend though. At least one, either Saturday or Sunday. One of the two. Right. Raid messages. Oh no, where's the... Where is it? All my favorites. There we go. Enforcement. Trying to type with one hand. Difficult. I mean, we finished the Expanse. Until it's a season 2. Of course, we could do another run and try to do better, I guess. Right. Boom. And let's raid. Oh, I misspelled it. Right. There we go. Toasty Pineapples. Oh, I mean, I had 5 chapters plus the bonus. That's 6 total. We did them. We did episode 3, 4, 5, and the bonus in the last stream. But don't worry. It is appearing on my YouTube as well. I'm cutting up each episode. But don't forget, there's also YouTube for archives and, of course, edited down Expanse into individual episodes. Anyway, right. So, start the raid. And as always, hope you all have an awesome day, an awesome weekend, and I will see you around the cosmos. Dodgestar. Signing off. I need to remember music. There we go. Signing off.